J.J. Watt fired up. His first home game run day in over 11 months. Giants won the toss, elect to defer. Bill O'Brien in his 5th season as Texans head coach. Texans have started the season 0-2, so have Pat Shurmur's Giants. Shurmur looking for his first win as the head coach in New York. Tyler Ervin is back deep for the Texans. Aldrick Rosas will get things started. Giants coming off the Sunday night loss in Dallas, their 2nd straight game in the state of Texas. Underway in Houston. Short kick taken out the 7 by Ervin. Now across the 25-yard line. Deshaun Watson leading the Texans offense out onto the field. His 9th NFL start, his 4th here at home.
Well, he took the league by storm last year with those 19 touchdowns before his injury. It's hard to remember sometimes he's still a young guy. He's inexperienced in this offense still. I like what I see on film when I look at Deshaun Watson. He got some growth, that's for sure, but he's got plenty of weapons at his disposal.
Watson, 23 years of age. In his 2nd season out of Clemson, as they respot the ball at the 26-yard line. Lamar Miller in the backfield as the Texans go to work on 1st down. Will Fuller in motion. And the handoff is to Lamar Miller. Gain of 2 on the play. Snacks Harrison made the stop for the Giants as we check out the Texans offensive line. Houston quickly back up to the line. Empty backfield. Miller split wide to the right. On 2nd down and 8. Movement prior to the snap.
Ball start for 70. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Right tackle, Julian Davenport.
You look at this Giants defense, it starts in the middle with Damon Harris, and Snacks is something else now. They got a good one on the other side, but I think he's as good as any defensive tackle in football. Mentioned many times his switch to a 3-4 defense, so he's lining up over the center a lot. And we got a new corner, B.W. Webb, in place of Eli Apple. We'll see a multitude of guys play that nickel position today.
This is Miller. Giants also without Olivier Vernon for the 3rd consecutive game, so 2 defensive starters out for the Giants.
You know, both of these teams have started first 2 games pretty slow, and Pat Shurmur told us yesterday he defers the kick because he wants the momentum to start on defense for his football team. They got a chance, 3rd and 8 here, see if they can get off the football field.
Texans must get to the 36 for a 1st down. Watson moving to his left. Now he throws, and the pass is caught for a Houston 1st down by Bruce Ellington, who gains 10 on the play.
Well, there's a lot of questions about Deshaun Watson. Does he hold on to the football too long? I got to be honest with you, there was no way for him to get rid of this ball quickly, but what he does so well, we've seen it numerous times, is he escapes the pocket. He's always looking to throw the football. Great example of it there.
From the 38, off the fake to Miller. Watson rolling to his right, and the pass is dropped by the tight end, Ryan Griffin. Kerry Wynn applying the pressure on Deshaun Watson.
Oh, and Coach Bill O'Brien told us, too, that he needs to get better plays for Deshaun Watson and get him out of the pocket. This is where he was looking to slot. This is Michael Thomas playing that nickel position. He's normally a safety, but with the injuries in the secondary, they're having to play a bunch of different people. Forces him to throw the ball short. Good defensive play there.
Vincent Smith, slot to the left. 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield once again for Houston. Watson sets on 2nd down, can't find anyone. Again, Kerry Wynn with the pressure as Watson is forced to throw it out of bounds. But there is a flag. Walt Coleman, our referee.
Prior to the pass, holding number 20 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Janoris Jenkins.
You'll see it. Janoris Jenkins just riding DeAndre Hopkins here, and really no need to grab him here. They're just playing cover 2. You just want to filter him into the linebacker, and you see Alec Ogletree's right there in right position. So bad foul by the Giants. First down, Texans.
Megan talked about this outstanding wide receiver combination of Hopkins and Fuller, both over 100 yards last week. And a terrific effort by the Giants defense led by Snacks Harrison as Lamar Miller loses a yard on the carry.
Well, you're going to see a lot of those type plays from this front of this defensive front of the Giants, just stacking up the line of scrimmage. Nobody talks about Damon Harrison, but that guy is just as physical as Snacks, and there's nowhere to run this football. You'll see the Giants a lot in 8-man fronts dedicating themselves to stop the run. In the past 2 games, they've had some gashes because of lane assignments. See if they were able to correct that over the week.
Second down at 11, play action. Watson throws. It's Will Fuller who makes the catch in Giants territory for a Houston first down, 14-yard connection.
Isn't it amazing, Kenny, how much better this offense works with Will Fuller? He adds that element, that speed element on the outside. You got to give him the respect. Sean Watson knows that. When he sees a guy in press coverage, be sure he's going to look for number 15.
First and 10 from the 44. Play action once again. Watson escapes the pressure and now throws to a wide open tight end, Jordan Thomas. Thomas inside the 10, and then finally forced out of bounds. The rookie 6th-round pick out of Mississippi State, his second career reception. He gains 39 yards.
This is the hardest part about dealing with Deshaun Watson, just because he can escape the pocket. This is a good rush. Lane integrity is good. He's staying in, but you have to be able to plaster on the back end with a mobile quarterback. He's able to get a big play there.
On first and goal, it is Miller. Giants won the toss, Rodney. They deferred for the 3rd straight week. Against both Jacksonville and Dallas, they allowed a score on the opening possession.
Watch the big boy rumbling here. Rookie tight end. They love this kid. He's got all the measurables. You stand next to him at practice, and you're like, what position does this guy play? They love his potential at that position. Expect a lot of him today.
He played some wide receiver in college, 6'5", 277 pounds. This is Lamar Miller, and another terrific play made by Kerry Wynn. He's been involved early for this Giants defense.
Well, you need some other guys to step up on your defensive line. No Olivier Vernon, Kerry Wynn. You'll see him at the end of the line of scrimmage. Look at him just power through the double team, the tight end and tackle there for the tackle for loss. Good play.
He pressured Watson twice earlier in the series. He's the Giants' leading tackler on special teams, and he comes up with a big stop on second down.
Well, you can drive the length of the field. You have to be able to convert in the red zone. Look for number 10. He's in the slot for you right here.
10th play of the drive. Watson throws to the end zone, and Fuller unable to make the catch inbounds.
This is good coverage. Kenny, this is really good coverage. E.W. Webb has them pretty much locked up. There's really not a window, but when quarterbacks see a defensive back's head to him, it's an opportunity ball. Just throw it in there. You know your receiver knows where he's going. And yes, that foot is just out of bounds.
1 foot down. You need 2. So the field goal unit is out. 23-yard attempt. Kaimi Fairbairn, 3 of 4 on the season. From the left hash, Trevor Daniel places it down. Fairbairn's kick is good. But a big play made by Kerry Wynn, and then terrific defense from B.W. Webb. Texans are held to a field goal. There's Eric Flowers, who will not start at right tackle. This is an unusual position for Flowers. Started 46 games at left tackle over his first 3 seasons and the first 2 this year.
Well, repeatedly in the meeting yesterday with Pat Shurmur, he said changes. I think he said it at least 3 times and didn't give us specifics until later in the evening. We kind of figured that Chad Wheeler was going to slide in there, and we talked about how no-nonsense Pat is. There's a great example of it early in the season.
Cody Latimer takes a knee. Flowers flagged a couple of times early against Jacksonville week 1. as Eli Manning leads the Giants offense onto the field. He has never lost to Houston in 3 career starts. And the problems along the O-line continued Sunday night in Dallas. Manning sacked 6 times.
And some of those were just give-up sacks because of the lone assignments. It's the best way to say it. They weren't necessarily physical losses. They were assignment losses. Got a new center in here as well. Greco takes over for Jalapio, who went to IR last week.
Jalapio injured in the game against Dallas on Sunday night. First and 10, 25-yard line. Saquon Barkley. Barkley spins out to the 27 for a gain of 2. Slow to get up. Kareem Jackson, the tackle.
Saquon got hit hard right there. He's coming off the field. Watch right at the end of this play. I didn't even see who it was. It may have been Kareem Jackson entering your screen right there, going low, and it didn't look too bad, but definitely a shot to that knee quad area. Have to keep an eye on him.
Second overall pick out of Penn State, replaced by Wayne Gallman. Second year back out of Clemson. Manning looking to throw, and the play is blown dead.
Play of the game. Offense, number 10, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Talked about new center and John Greco. Giants did not get the snap off in time.
Well, I think that had to do with the substitution. Saquon doesn't want to be hurt. Jogs off the field, and I think just that timing, getting Gallman into the football game, put them under a little bit of pressure to get that snap off.
Second down and 13 following the penalty. This is Gallman. Gallman out to the 29-yard line. DJ Reader made the tackle, so you have a new center in Greco, who's an 11-year NFL vet, and the new right tackle, Chad Wheeler, who started 5 games for the Giants last season.
Well, they got to be better. I mean, just plain and simple. This offense hasn't been able to get into gear, and it's been solely because of the offensive line. Plenty of talent. Look at the talent right there in front of you on your screen right there. We know what Saquon is. Odell, Evan Ingram, tough guys to cover, but if you don't give Eli enough time, man, it's a waste.
Third down and 5. Giants must get to the 35-yard line, and they do, as Beckham, on his first reception of the day, takes it out to the 39 for Giants' first down. Barkley back in.
I really like when they put Odell Beckham in the slot. He's tough to deal with. You're obviously going to get him lined up on a linebacker of some sort, an off corner in the slot, and he's so shifty. All Eli has to do is make a simple pitch and catch, first down.
Beckham split wide to the right. Saquon Barkley has returned. First and 10 from the 39-yard line. Giants opening possession. It's Barkley. Found a big hole, has a first down across midfield, stays on his feet, and is finally down at the 48-yard line of the Texans. 13 yards for Saquon Barkley.
Well, just great blocking up front. You're going to see the size of this hole right here. Let this go. Watch the double teams inside. See Solder and Greco, and then the athleticism. I mean, making a report on Saquon Barkley, as I said, there's a couple certainties in life, right? Death, taxes, and that Saquon Barkley is going to make the first guy miss. Saw it all day long last week against Dallas. Guy's special. He's a special running back.
Replaced by Gallman once again. 2 tight ends. From the 48-yard line, this is Gallman. Looked to cut to the outside and then wrapped up by J.J. Watt. Gain of 1.
J.J. Watt in on that tackle, obviously the star of this defense, and he doesn't have a sack yet, but I've seen a lot of pressures. He was in the quarterback's face a bunch week 1 and week 2. Time will come, but they have so much talent on this defense. Those front 5 guys really, and then the addition of Tyrann Mathieu, I think, has been a special addition to this football team. He's a great player. He's only playing free safety in this defense. When James Bettcher, who's the defensive coordinator of Giants, he was all over the place.
Second down and 9 off the play fake. Manning throws to a wide open Sterling Shepard for a Giants first down to the Houston 29-yard line, 18-yard connection.
Oh, this is what this offense is supposed to look like. These long developing routes across the football field. And if you're playing zone coverage, what the Texans are now, you get free runners over the linebackers and the safeties. And Eli on the run makes a really good, accurate delivery to Sterling Shepard. They need him to have a big day. He's been pretty quiet to start this season. I think he could be an X factor on this Giants defense, offense this season.
This Giants offense, they scored only 2 touchdowns over the first 2 games, both in the fourth quarter against the Jaguars and the Cowboys. Low snap. Manning sets up the screen. Looking for Gallman. Incomplete. We were talking about Tyrann Mathieu. He made the play.
He's exciting, isn't he? Texans fans should be really happy they got Tyrann Mathieu, and all he does here is does his job. He stays in place on the other side trying to set up this little screen, and watch this hit. This is form tackle 101. Finish on the ball. That is beautiful.
So on 2nd and 10, Barkley back on the field, split out wide to the right, top of your screen, as the Giants empty the backfield. From the 29 on 2nd down. Manning throws over the middle. It's complete to Beckham. And Beckham gains 6. Down to the 23-yard line.
And there it is again. Line up Odell Beckham in the slot. He's going to get matched up against Cunningham. And just, it's a win for the Giants. And tail end of this play, a little aggressive defense. Good job by Kareem pulling off just in time. Odell Beckham, exciting player, Kenny. He's good to see him back. Seems no ill effects of that knee injury. Obviously, you miss all that time. He's excited to play. They got to get him involved in early.
Only 4 games last season. 3rd down and 4. As Manning throws, it's Shepard, and he picks up another first down. Sterling Shepard to the Texans' 15-yard line. So much talk over the last couple of weeks, Rondé, about 37-year-old Eli Manning. We asked his head coach, Pat Shurmur. He said Eli's been very decisive over the first 2 weeks, but everybody around him must play better.
Well, that's telling. That changes up front. That's telling. It's not all on Eli. It's easy to put the blame on the quarterback, but players around him aren't playing worth it. He's the one who's taking the brunt of it.
Here's Barkley off the hesitation. Inside the 5, still going. Touchdown, Saquon Barkley.
The start and stop ability of this guy is unlike anything I've seen probably since Barry Sanders. I mean, just when he puts his feet in the ground and he motion stopped right there. Watch how quickly he accelerates, and then Kareem Jackson has no chance. His legs are too strong. He's too powerful a runner up top, and just saunters into the end zone for a touchdown. Nice way to answer for the Giants. They keep talking about fast starts. That was a great start there for this offense.
His 2nd touchdown, scored on a 68-yard run in the opener against Jacksonville. So the Giants reach the end zone on their opening possession. Barkley injured early, comes back, takes it in from 15 yards out.
You know, a lot will be made about Saquon Barkley's run, but I want you to watch these 2 guys, Patrick Omameh, Chad Wheeler, who's in. This is great offensive line play. Off the double team, moving over to the next guy in line, Omameh did, and that's an easy run. Obviously, the cut was special. Those 2 guys up front, early dividends on that change. Chad Wheeler.
Giants have a lead for the first time this season. Tyler Ervin. And across the 20. Knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line by Lorenzo Carter as Deshaun Watson and the Texans offense returns to the field.
Well, he's not a finished product. There's no question about that. But we know the talent. It's immense. He does a lot of things well. We asked him, what do you do well? I think he said, I think I try to do everything well. There's nothing that he specifically wants to designate that he is great at. But got some ways to go. But, man, he's an exciting guy.
Texans start from the 22-yard line. Miller out across the 25 for a gain of 4. Time for a game break to Los Angeles. Kurt Menefee.
All right, Carson Wentz is back. First drive of the season, 13-yard touchdown finishes off. 7-0 they lead. Andrew Luck and the Colts in the early going. Back to Kenny, Rondé, and welcome to Megan.
All right, thanks, Kurt. No Bruce Ellington for the Texans, questionable to return due to a hamstring injury. So Houston without their third wide receiver, and Snacks Harrison again along with Kerry Wynn to bottle up Lamar Miller.
Well, somebody on this defensive line came to play. Kerry Wynn with another great penetrating stop on this defensive line. And really, when you're a defensive end in this system, all you're trying to do is set that edge. Put the ball back so it can't bounce outside of you. That was a great job.
3rd down and 7.
False start, number 70, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Davenport flagged for the 2nd time.
I'm trying to get that hard count at home. Quieter in here when the offense has the ball, and it's a communication thing. Davenport's a young guy. He talked about these offensive tackles. Young guys that have to step up and play a little bit better.
2nd season out of Bucknell, grew up in Camden, New Jersey. 3rd down and 12. Texans must get to the 32. Watson under pressure again. Dumps it off. And Miller will not get there. Brought down at the 28-yard line. Alec Ogletree and the former Texan Connor Barwin combined on the tackle. Texans will punt it away.
Yeah, just hurting themselves a little bit to start. I mean, Bill O'Brien told us yesterday, we got to just play one team. We got to just play the Giants today. We can't play ourselves, and that just meaning just can't beat yourself. False starts, putting yourself behind the sticks, making it tougher to convert on 3rd down, and we've already seen it in the first 2 drives of this Texans offense.
Trevor Daniel, rookie out of Tennessee. This is Stacy Coley, his first game as a Giant, and he bobbled the football. Of course, Kalen Clay had his issues over the first couple of weeks. He is not with the team today, back home. Great start for Saquon Barkley. An early touchdown, 7-3 Giants. Late first quarter in Houston, Kenny Albert, Ronde Barber, Megan O'Leary, New York Giants with a touchdown from Saquon Barkley on their opening drive, lead 7-3. Giants start from the 16-yard line. Jonathan Stewart in the backfield along with fullback just signed by the Giants this week, Elijah Penny. And Stewart, who spent 10 seasons with Carolina, his first carry today, picks up 5. And he's been a huge influence, Rondé, on Saquon Barkley.
Absolutely. You know, he's been around for a long time. I played against him. He was a beast, trust me. But you're coming into the NFL, you need influences in your life, not just on a football field. And Jonathan Stewart could be a more perfect guy for Saquon Barkley to share a room with. There's no doubt he's influencing him as a football player and as a person up in New York.
He's the Panthers' all-time leading rusher. He's 5th among active running backs in career yards. Here's Stewart again. Cuts to the outside. And he will be wrapped up by the Honey Badger, Matthew, 3 yards shy of the marker. 3rd down and 3 upcoming for the Giants.
Another good play by Tyrann Mathieu here. He's for a guy that's not overly big, I guess, he's more shifty. But playing just specifically free safety in his defense allows him to focus in on what he does best. And I don't see very many people blocking him one-on-one in the slot. So you'll see him make a lot of those type plays when he's down in the box.
First 5 seasons in Arizona. 3rd down and 2. Beckham, top of your screen. Coleman, bottom of your screen as the Giants empty the backfield. Here comes pressure from Clowney, and Cody Latimer makes the catch for a Giants first down out to the 39-yard line. Gain of 15.
Well, Chad Wheeler, first start. Welcome to the NFL. J.J. Watt lining up right against you. And just how quick this guy is off the football. That'll be a challenge for him all day long. And Cody Latimer with the nice catch, juggling catch.
J.J. Watt heads to the sidelines. New set of downs for the Giants. We have not seen Barkley during this series as time winds down. Giants get the snap away. Off his back foot. Flag is thrown. Pass intended for the tight end, Evan Engram.
Pass interference, number 41, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
That's on Zach Cunningham. First quarter has come to an end. Texans with a field goal on their opening drive. Giants answer with a touchdown, and now New York on the move. 7-3 lead here in Houston.
J.J. Watt has been out for a long time, been waiting to get back in front of these home fans, and you don't see him take many snaps off. Trolling the sideline, ready to get back into this football game. I know he's chomping at the bit. With this much maligned offensive line of the Giants, he's got to think that this could be a day for him. Shaking up a little bit. A play a couple of snaps ago.
41.
Keep an eye on him.
3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He's not played much over the last 2 seasons. We begin the second quarter. Eli Manning handing it off to Wayne Gallman into Texans territory.
You got to think that maybe Pat Shurmur and Mike Shula, who's really the functioning offensive coordinator on this team, even though Pat calls the plays, they got to be thinking, let's give Saquon a little bit of a break. So many touches the first 2 weeks, really never left the field. So you're going to see some Wayne Gallman. We've already seen Jonathan Stewart get some carries. There's Mike Shula. Been around a long time. Good guy, great coach.
And he was with Jonathan Stewart the last 5 seasons in Carolina. Second down and 7. Manning to Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr. makes the catch at the 28-yard line of the Texans. Justin Reed defending, gain of 21.
This is a tough, you can question Eli Manning all you want. This is a tough pass to put in there. They're just playing cover 2. So there's going to be a corner short, a safety deep. You got to squeeze that into a tiny window. This is a fantastic delivery. And obviously we know what Odell can do when the ball gets near his hands.
J.J. Watt back on the field. Gallman in the backfield. Barkley with a bruised knee. Suffered on that first possession. He will return today. Manning steps up and throws. It's Cody Latimer, and then a flag comes in at the end of the play as Latimer picks up a first down to the Houston 13.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, number 22, defense, that penalties declined, first down.
I mentioned how close J.J. Watt has been to sacks. Watch how close this one is. This is just a power rush. Get underneath the tight end, Ellison here, and just push him into the quarterback. That's inches away from getting that ball out. Then the route was good by Cody Latimer. Another nice delivery by Eli Manning. The protection is there. We're seeing it now. And who knows if the one guy that you switched out is really making that big of a difference, but the pocket seems to be a lot more clean than it has the first 2 weeks of the season.
Another late flag was thrown, so the officials have come together. The initial flag went against Aaron Colvin, the Texans' right corner. Eli eavesdropping.
I'm not sure what this flag is, Kenny. I didn't see any post-play altercations or whatnot.
Here's Walton.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal contact, number 22. Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 87 of the offense. Those penalties will offset from the previous spot. First down. That is the first foul on 87 toward disqualification.
So a second foul in similar category, and Shepard would be ejected.
And that's a verbal altercation, I guess, because it definitely wasn't anything physical. And take a breather and go get an earful from his coach, I'm sure, right now.
Well, offsetting penalties, 1st and 10 for the Giants from the Texans' 27-yard line. This is Gallman. Barkley still on the sidelines, and Gallman gains a yard. He won a national championship with Deshaun Watson at Clemson.
A couple ex-Tigers on this football field today that played together, that championship team. I mean, Gallman's a guy that's not going to get a lot of touches, obviously, with Saquon dealing with the little bruise on his knee. Gallman can, second-year guy, he can show some explosiveness. I thought he had a really good preseason going back and watching some of his tape. He's earned his right. See if he can take advantage of these increased reps he's getting this afternoon.
Shepard back on the field. 3 wide receivers set for the Giants as Beckham takes the handoff. He came in motion. And it's Colvin who wrestles him down at the 26. Not much.
Now these little jet sweeps, these little trick plays or whatnot, you need somebody to make it extend, to get it to the sideline so the posse can come rally. And JJ didn't make the play right there, but definitely bowed that play out. Cause headaches for this Giants offense. 3rd and long now. It's gonna get loud in here. This is where, if you're an offensive lineman, Chad Wheeler's first start, gotta be key here. He's gotta stay in his stance, gotta get ready for what you know is gonna be an onslaught from this Texans rush group up front.
Beckham split out wide to the left. Shepard slot to the left. Play clock winding down. Giants got the snap off in time. Manning throws. It was intended for Odell Beckham Jr. Jonathan Joseph defending.
Oh, here's the pressure you're looking for. J.J. Watt moves over to the right side and just from a standstill, I think he's liking working against tight ends today. Just can't block him. Just with the power, the speed, his hands, and here's the route. Just with the pressure facing Eli right here, is not able to get an accurate delivery, and good stop by this Texans defense. 2nd time in a row we've seen them march the field. They're able to anchor down and set up this field goal opportunity.
Rosas 5 of 5 so far this season. This a 44-yard attempt from the right hash. Rosas remains perfect. Giants scored each of their first 2 possessions, lead the Texans by 7. Giants offense getting into the gear. They scored on their last 2 possessions late in the game on Sunday night in Dallas, and they scored their first 2 possessions today, 4 straight.
Talk about fast starts. I mean, it's not hard to do. All you got to do is get the ball down the field, make plays on 3rd down. We did them week 1, and they were so many times where they were behind the sticks, but so far today in more manageable 3rd down situations, Eli's been able to find some time, complete some nice passes, and that's what happens. Get on a roll.
Kickoff sails through the end zone, so Deshaun Watson and the Texans will start from their 25-yard line.
Talk about being efficient, but this offense needs to get into a rhythm now. And some of it's play calling, some of it's decision making. Just Deshaun Watson's got to be able to make things right for this offense, make the quick decisions, get the ball out of his hands, so we can get this offense going a little bit after a slow start to this game.
Still without their 3rd wideout, Bruce Ellington, standing on the sidelines without his helmet. Empty backfield on 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Watson over the middle to DeAndre Hopkins for a gain of 5, his first reception. Time for a game break to Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kenny. Colts trailing 7-0 in Philadelphia when Andrew Luck finds Ryan Grant in the corner of the end zone for that 5-yard score. Ties it up at 7. Kenny, Rondé, and Megan, welcome to the crew.
Carissa. 2nd down and 4. Alfred Blue in the backfield. As Watson throws to the outside. Will Fuller, the intended receiver.
I think this ball got tipped. Kareem Jackson just into the line of scrimmage. Pressure coming. All out quick, which is good, but good job by big number 96, Kareem Jackson, who was with defensive coordinator James Betcher in Arizona. Or Kareem Martin, I'm sorry. Jackson's on the other team.
There's Martin. 3rd down and 4. Texans must get to the 35-yard line, and the play is blown dead.
False start, 66, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's the center, Nick Martin. It's the 3rd false start committed by the Houston offensive line today.
Yes, it's self-inflicted, right? Going backwards. Can't talk about it enough. It's football 101. Just the mental errors are the things that hold you back more often than the physical errors. And 3.5, that's a lot, especially at home.
3rd down and 9. Watson moving to his right. Penalty marker is thrown. Watson goes down back at the 19-yard line, and now another flag comes in.
I think the Texans are going to escape here like he got hit in the head. See an official throw his hat on the ground. I mean, they don't keep double flags. Second flag is always the hat. Walk through the flag, so I'm not sure why he's consulting here. Here you go.
We have fouls on both teams. Holding offense number 70. Personal foul, grasping the face mask on the defense. Those penalties offset. Third down.
Yep, just into the play. Right there, Ray Armstrong. That's Texans get a reprieve on that sack. And it's hard for Ray Armstrong. I mean, he's not trying to grab his helmet there, but the quarterback's ducking out, trying to avoid the hit. He gets his hands a little bit too high.
Penalties offset. Third down at 9. Texans need the 35 for a first down. And the pass is short. Again, looking for Fuller. So the Texans will punt it away. Their second straight 3 and out.
I want to talk about scheme, how you take away their big threat. Look what the Giants are doing to DeAndre Hopkins. You got a corner. It's Michael Thomas on the line of scrimmage, but right over top of him, look, there's number 20, Janoris Jenkins. They're saying you got to make a decision somewhere else. And how about that? Right through the window. It was a bad pass, but pretty cool shot. But another fail on third down for the Houston offense. They are definitely in quicksand at this moment. They got to get going.
This is Stacy Coley. Played for Pat Shurmur in Minnesota last season. Released by the Vikings this week when they brought in a new kicker. J.J. Watt back on the field with the Texans defense. Brother is watching.
I saw Peyton on the sideline before the game, said he gets to more road games than Eli's home games.
Told us he checks out the Giants about 3 times a year since retirement.
It's good to see Peyton. I don't know what he's doing. Probably nothing, because he can afford to do nothing.
He was catching passes from his 7-year-old son prior to the game.
That's great.
Younger brother Eli off the play fake, throws, and it's complete for a first down and more to the tight end, Evan Ingram.
I love Eli out of the pocket here. Not typically what he does best, but this is the second time we've seen him on the move make a great throw, a strike to Evan Ingram. When you get all this pocket movement again versus zone coverage, you're allowing these matchups to unfold, and Ingram shaking up similar to Saquon Barkley earlier, took a shot straight to that knee.
So Ingram to the sidelines, Barkley out on the field. First and 10 for the Giants from the 43-yard line. They've scored on each of their first 2 possessions. Touchdown and a field goal. It's Beckham who makes the catch across midfield. Aaron Colvin brought him down, a gain of 9.
Take a closer look here. This thing he's going to the line quick. I think they think it may have hit the ground as well.
And here comes the challenge flag from Bill O'Brien.
Here you go. We should be able to see this here. This is a nice finish on the ball by Aaron Colvin. It is just tough to see.
Houston is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch.
I think there's not enough there. That'll probably stand, but we'll see.
Texans challenged the catch by Beckham before we went to break. Call on the field stands. Houston loses a timeout.
Well, this is a much better look at it here, straight down in front of you, and you see the ball coming out, but just not enough to overturn it. We know how strong Odell's hands are. Just holds on to that thing, pins it to his body, and I don't actually think that it ever even hit the ground. So
4th reception for Beckham. 2nd and 1 for the Giants. Barkley in the backfield. Ingram still on the sideline. Manning hands it off. Barkley And he will pick up a first down and more. His first carry. Back on the field after leaving the game due to the knee bruise, and Saquon Barkley gains 24 yards.
This is another great job up front by this offensive line of the Giants. Look at Chad Wheeler just get enough for J.J. Watt, and then Patrick Omameh getting up on Dylan Cole springs Saquon Barkley to the sideline. We know what he could do in open space. There are some nice big running lanes for this Giants offense right now.
From the 24 on first down, it's Barkley again. J.J. Watt frustrated just prior to the snap. He thought one of the Giants jumped. He looked over towards the official to his left.
This is a Giants team that really struggled running the ball. I mean, I know there was a bunch of explosive plays by Saquon Barkley earlier, but he thought that was a false start. Was it? Keep playing.
85, the tight end, Rhett Ellison. Now Manning directing traffic. Couple of late substitutions by the Giants. Tight end Scott Simonson on the field, 82. Second down and 8, it's Gallman. And Gallman is inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. McKinney, the tackle, setting up a third down and 4. There's Evan Engram heading into the 10 behind the Giants bench.
Oh, and that's going to hurt them because they're using so many 2 tight end looks in this offense today, and we know that Evan Ingram's more receiver, but it just gives you so many more options when you have him on the football field, because Rhett Ellison and Simonson, they're just not the same caliber of wide receiver. Look for more 3 receiver sets from this offense going forward if he's out of this football game.
3 receivers on the field here. Third down and 4. Manning throws over the middle. It's Sterling Shepard who makes the catch for a Giants first down at the Texans' 11.
Well, he had Odell Beckham if he wanted to look at him. Watch this matchup outside, and it's there. But he's looking for the completion. This matchup today, this seems to be the one. This is the one that Eli Manning is looking for. Aaron Colvin, the nickelback, new here to Houston on Sterling Shepard. He's having himself quite a day here to start this game.
Shepard's 3rd reception. Manning has started the game 9 of 11. The fullback Penny back on the field as Barkley is met by J.J. Watt behind the line of scrimmage.
Just watch him knife in this. This swim move is just deadly. This is a deadly move. The elusiveness. He moves like a running back at 290 pounds, 80 pounds, whatever he is. And he's being impactful as a rusher. We all know what he is in that regard. But when I put the film on, I see him impacting the run just as much. That was a great play.
Loss of 5, and now the crowd is into it. Second down and 15 for the Giants. They keep it on the ground with Barkley inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. McKinney forced him out of bounds. 3rd goal upcoming.
This is a hole, Kenny. This is close. Look at Omameh right there. Look at Omameh. Now they're asking for it, but again, huge running lane for Saquon Barkley. This running offense is on fire right now. 70 yards already on the ground. 80 yards, I'm sorry, on the ground already for this Giants running attack.
61 for Barkley. Giants can pick up a first down without reaching the end zone. Play clock is at 2. As Manning has the ball knocked loose by J.J. Watt. That falls on it back at the 12.
I don't know if there's a man on the planet that's going to stop this jump. Watch this get off by J.J. I mean, he's going before the center is. And that is a signature rush move by J.J. Watt. Obviously, we just saw the over-the-top move that he can do, but his explosiveness, I mean, what do you do if you're Chad Wheeler right there? No chance. Ball's got to get out quicker. First sack of the season for J.J. Watt.
And his first in his last 9 games. So here's Rosas. 30-yard attempt from straight away. The kick is good. So the Texans, thanks in large part to J.J. Watt, keep the Giants out of the end zone, but the Giants add to their lead. They've scored on all 3 possessions. Bill O'Brien told us on Friday we need to get off to a better start. They drove 69 yards in their opening possession, were held to a field goal, 2 3-and-out since.
No, that's not it, right? You're looking for fast starts. 6 plays, 7 yards is not what Bill O'Brien's looking for out of his offense. And you know there's going to be some slow parts of the games, but they got playmakers. Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins have to get involved in this game. Haven't really even talked about Lamar Miller. See if one of those 3 playmakers can get going on this drive.
Tyler Ervin lets it go. So the Texans will start from their 25. A couple of injuries on the Houston side. To Megan O'Leary. Megan.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, Bruce Ellington is questionable to return to the game with a hamstring injury. He's been working that out on the sidelines here. And Clemente is out for the game due to a knee injury.
Thanks, Megan. There's Greg Mance, 65, replacing Clemente at left guard. Mance started 7 games last season for Houston. On first down, another terrific effort by the Giants defense led by Tomlinson, who brings down Miller to Los Angeles. Carissa.
Little history for you here, Kenny. You like that. Breeze is now in the record books for the most completions of all time, passing Brett Favre with that one right there, 6,301. The worthy recipient is Michael Thomas. Kenny?
All right, thanks, Carissa.
Yeah,
so another milestone for
congratulations, Drew Brees, man. The guy is still doing it. Amazing. It's amazing.
Second down at 11. Watson's pass again off the mark. That's the 3rd time he's gone Fuller's way since his first completion.
Just erratic. The throws are a little bit erratic, and I know he's got a howitzer for an arm, right? But the accuracy's got to be tough, and I'm not sure that the coverage there, him holding Will Fuller, maybe he was thinking that was going to be a back shoulder throw. It just off target.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs for Houston, now facing 3rd down and 11.
3rd and long. Giants defense can do whatever they want. Blitz, drop, see what they come with.
They need the 35-yard line. Watson steps up and takes off, and he'll be wrestled down at the 29-yard line. Guess who? Kerry Wynn.
Yeah, Kerry Wynn is just having himself a ball game right now. Playing all over this defensive line, and see him working on a double team here. Get back into this play. We know what Deshaun Watson could do when he gets out of the pocket running. Coverage downfield was excellent. This Giants defense, they are showing what they can be all about today.
3 straight 3-and-outs. They've held the Texans to 11 total yards on their last 3 series. Fair catch is called for by Coley at the 29-yard line. So the Giants offense back on the field. They have a little bit of a new look today, and Thursday nights are about to have a new look and get a lot bigger as Fox becomes the new network home for Thursday night football. The Vikings and the Rams in a battle of NFC heavyweights. Thursday, 7:30 Eastern on Fox, also live on NFL Network and streaming on Prime Video. And how about what's happening to the Vikings today?
Yeah, this just in. 24-0 Buffalo over Minnesota? What? Are you kidding me? Wow.
Vikings and Rams Thursday night. Here's Barkley on first down, dives ahead for a gain of 1. Manning starts the game 9 for 11. Barkley 62 yards on the ground, including a touchdown, and we've been told Evan Engram will not return due to a knee injury.
That's a big loss. Big loss. Saw how violent that hit was on his knee. Hopefully he's all right just for today.
Second down at 9. As Manning throws complete to Shepard for a first down out of the 47-yard line. 4th reception for Shepard. He picks up 17.
He just looks so comfortable throwing the ball over the middle of the field here. Here's Sterling Shepard in one-on-one matchup there on.
There's Barkley across midfield. Gain of 8. Barkley now with 70 yards on 9 carries here in the first half.
They're rolling up front, that's for sure. This offensive line is
Aaron Colvin
done.
is the injured Texan. 2nd down and 2 for the Giants as we approach the 2-minute warning. Here's Barkley slipped. And he goes down 2 yards shy of the 1st down marker. As we hit the 2-minute warning, Giants on the move, leading the Texans by 10. Back in Houston, Kenny Albert, Rondé Barber, Megan O'Leary, New York Giants leading the Houston Texans 13-3. Both teams in search of their first win.
See Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu talking to Justin Reed right there, number 20. They have such a revolving door in the secondary right now. Kareem Jackson is playing down in the slot. Sharice Wright, who hasn't been here long, is out at corner. Problems just continue with Aaron Colvin going out with his injury.
3rd down and 3. As Manning throws complete. Beckham, 1st down and more. As Beckham takes it all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's Reed who finally makes the tackle, a 30-yard pass play.
And they went right after Kareem Jackson in the slot. Here's the matchup, one-on-one. Odell, again, inside is so tough to deal with, especially on these crossing routes, because he can just run away from you. And if you're going to put yourself in man-to-man situation against this guy, you better have somebody spine or help him. Getting right, getting them abs right. Another big play by this Giants offense.
5 for 75 for Beckham as Manning fires to Rhett Ellison for a Giants touchdown to the tight end.
Whoa, who said you need Evan Ingram? We got Rhett Ellison. How about this throw by Eli Manning? This is a wonderful delivery here, flexed out right here and just running through the seam. You got single high defense, so you know you got underneath coverage and zone, and just puts it right behind the head of Zach Cunningham. And Eli Manning is on fire today. 12 of 14 and a touchdown in the 1st half. That's what this Giants offense is supposed to look like. They got to be real excited on that sideline right now.
Remember what Pat Shermer told us about Ellison? He had him in Minnesota. When we spoke with the Giants head coach prior to the opener against Jacksonville, he told us Ellison is Evan Ingram's stunt double.
Yep. Well, it's a lot of things, right? But the main thing, comfort in the pocket for Eli Manning. He is not under an ounce of duress right here. How much time he has. He can set his feet, fire that hip, and just put a bullet on his tight end. Another impressive drive, another impressive throw. This Giants offense is rolling.
Minute 20 remaining in the 2nd quarter. What's coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt?
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, the Broncos look to go 3-0 as they visit the Ravens. The Titans try to hand the Jags their first loss of the season, and the winless Raiders travel to Miami to battle the undefeated Dolphins. Come join all of us for the Visa Halftime.
All right, Kurt, we look forward to it.
Great production value in LA, huh? He's all over the place.
Absolutely. Now, we talked about the high expectations for this Giants offense coming into the season with a 2-time Super Bowl MVP in Manning. You have Beckham, Shepard, Ingram, you add Barkley. And at least in the 1st half today, they're finally putting it together, some changes on the offensive line. Remember, this Giants team, over the last 2 seasons, they've never scored as many as 30 points. They have 20 in the 1st half.
They're on their way, Kenny. And it's up to this Houston offense to answer. 3 straight 3-and-out drives. You got a 2-minute situation here. You're getting the ball after the half. You got to go down and find a way to put some points on the board. Get some of that momentum back.
Right, Giants get the ball first following halftime, so a big possession for the Texans here as Watson makes it back to the line of scrimmage at the 25, and Lorenzo Carter along with Kerry Wynn. How many times have we mentioned Wynn's name so far today?
Every important snap's being made by him. Lorenzo Carter, obviously the rookie, getting the start today for Olivier Vernon as well.
2nd and 10. Texans have 2 timeouts, lost one on the challenge. As Watson fires downfield, and it's caught by the tight end, Ryan Griffin. So after 3 consecutive 3-and-outs, Texans finally pick up a 1st down. And now they will use a timeout, a 34-yard connection.
Yeah, really nice route there, getting behind the coverage of Alec Ogletree. And how about that ball? Did that thing even come off a rope down the field, 20, 30 yards in the air? And that's what Deshaun Watson is very good at, putting those deep balls on a line, easy to catch for his receivers, looking for an explosive play, and there it is.
Now, Megan mentioned the high-powered tandem of Hopkins and Fuller at the start of the game. They only have one catch apiece.
Yeah, and the two big plays on this Texans offense have been by the tight ends,
Right.
Griffin and Jordan Thomas earlier in the football game, but the Giants have done a pretty good job bottling up DeAndre Hopkins, and Will Fuller just hadn't been able to get on target yet.
Watson with 6 completions to 6 different receivers. They lost Ellington. And they've kept Hopkins and Fuller in check as the Giants defense. There's Hopkins. And he makes a diving catch. Ruled a reception at the Giants' 32-yard line.
That's what you need there. 2 back-to-back really good throws by Deshaun Watson, and that's a beautiful catch. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch.
Picked up the first. Texans have 1 timeout. They are in field goal range. 43 seconds remaining. Watson under pressure, steps up, chased by Kerry Wynn. And now it's Landon Collins who comes over and knocks Deshaun Watson out of bounds at the 26-yard line of the Giants.
Well, the Giants are going to play man-to-man coverage, so everybody has their back to the quarterback. It's dangerous because all you need is one little rush lane, and Deshaun is not going to be scared to take this. You see Alec Ogletree and man, he's the only guy in the middle of the field, so when he goes and covers up Lamar Miller's, nobody to come get Deshaun Watson, picks up some nice yardage there.
Down to 36 seconds remaining, 2nd down and 4. 3 wide receivers set for the Texans. Watson can't find anyone. And he's brought down at the 21-yard line by Ogletree inbounds, and that will force Houston to use their 3rd and final timeout.
Here's DeAndre Hopkins, coverage high. Look, he had that throw, probably had the throw to Griffin as well, but I think Deshaun Watson's just trying to be smart with the football. He didn't want to force anything. I can get this 1st down by myself.
So now 25 seconds, no timeout. You think back to the end of the game last week, 17 seconds, and Watson was scrambling around.
Different situation, obviously, into the football game as opposed to into the half. All you're trying to do is secure points here. 3 points is better than none.
And Bill O'Brien telling us that was his first 2-minute drive in his NFL career last week.
Yeah, that's right. Again, just such a young guy. Got a lot to learn still.
25 seconds remaining. Run to 21 on 1st down. Watson a pump fake, moving to his right, dumps it off to Lamar Miller, inside the 10, clock runs. Miller down at the 4, Texans out of timeouts. Down to 10 seconds, as Watson will spike it with 8 on the clock.
Yeah, again, these second reaction plays, ball's not coming out quick. He's really kind of holding it. It's what he does. He's a guy that wants to see a guy open before he lets it go. But when he starts scrambling, it is so difficult to keep up with some of these receivers. Lamar Miller matched up against a linebacker, just runs away. And James Betcher, defensive coordinator, right here, I would be shocked if he doesn't bring all-out pressure here and try to get Deshaun Watson to have to make a quick decision.
8 seconds remaining, no timeouts. Play is blown dead, false start. 4th one committed by the Texans.
And I think
False start for 70. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And if you're wondering if that should have been a 10-second runoff, the clock was stopped, so
Right.
no 10-second. He's a little jumpy right there.
No 10-second runoff. Davenport flagged twice earlier.
Well, we know one thing. If they're going to make a completion here, it's got to be in the end zone. Not enough time to run 2 plays here in the field of play.
From the 10-yard line. Watson throws, corner of the end zone, looking for Hopkins. And now the field goal unit will head out for Bill O'Brien's Texans with 4 seconds remaining.
Yeah, just help over the top. Janoris Jenkins one-on-one. You'll see Landon Collins come screaming into your screen right here. It's just, this is a smart throw. There's no reason to try to force that, maybe get in a turnover. Put it in the one position where your receiver is the only guy that can catch it and sails a little bit on him, but at least he was able to take care of the football and give himself a field goal opportunity.
Fairbairn hit from 23 earlier. This will be a 28-yard attempt from the right hash. Fairbairn's kick is straight through. So the Texans cut the Giants' lead to 14 as we hit the end of the second quarter. Play of the first half is brought to you by Swiffer. On the Giants' first possession of the game, Saquon Barkley into the end zone from 15 yards out, his second NFL score. The New York Giants score on all 4 of their possessions in the first half. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, lead the Texans 20-6. To Los Angeles we go for the Visa halftime report. Giants lead the Houston Texans 20-6 as we get set for the start of the third quarter. First half numbers, only 24 rushing yards for the Texans. Giants held the football for over 19 minutes. Giants did not have a lead over their first 2 games. Rondé, they scored 20 points in the first half. What's looked different to you about their offense?
Chad Wheeler, better up front. And by protecting Eli Manning, you get in a rhythm on offense. Then you can do all the fun stuff. You can bring out all the plays that you would like to get to early in the season, but just haven't been able to because they've been behind the sticks. But Eli Manning told us, I got to find a way to rally my team. How does Eli rally his team? By playing well. And the only way Eli is going to play well is if he's getting protection up front. That is the story of the day coming into the game. It's the story of the first half of this game. And to be honest with you, Houston's DBs looked a little overmatched right now. Sterling Shepard's having a great game. Odell Beckham is having a great game, all inside in the slot, and Eli is taking advantage of those matchups.
And remember what Pat Shurmur told us yesterday? He said, everybody around Eli must play better, and that has been the case over the first 2 quarters today.
Well, Pat Shurmur, the old offensive lineman, he knows where the problems lied in this offense. They made a change, and it is showing those dividends we were looking for early.
Offensive lineman at Michigan State, played next to Tony Vanders as Latimer takes it out to the 22-yard line. Giants offense out to the field, down to Megan Olivi. Megan.
Hey guys, thanks so much. Well, Coach Pat Shurmur is very pleased with how the Giants are playing. He said he likes how they're mixing it up. He's very happy with how they're running the ball. He said when we see big plays, we just have to take them. In terms of defensively, he said besides that final drive, he was very happy with how they were playing, liked how they were pressuring the ball. He wants to see more of the same in this second half here. Now, Coach O'Brien was very short on words. He said we've got to shore some things up. We need to coach better and play better. Guys.
All right, thanks, Megan. Great stuff. Giants start from the 22. They've scored on all 4 of their possessions today. Off the play fake to Barkley. Manning to the tight end, Rhett Ellison, scored the Giants' second touchdown. And Ellison is out to the 28-yard line for a gain of 6.
Bill O'Brien is very affable about putting it on himself and the players. That's one of the good things about him as a coach. He won't call guys out. I mean, he knows where the weaknesses are or the deficiencies are today, but if they're going to get back into this game, it's got to start from the top. He's got to rally his guys, got to get stops on defense, and when they get the ball on offense, they have to start putting points on the board.
On 2nd and 4, it's Barkley. So Bill O'Brien was the head coach at Penn State when Barkley was a junior in high school in 2013. He had committed to Rutgers, but visited the Penn State campus. Nittany Lions were playing Michigan, happened to be a 4-overtime victory for Penn State. Barkley met O'Brien after the game. It was the only time they ever met. O'Brien, of course, left for the Texans. James Franklin takes over at Penn State. Barkley has a tremendous collegiate career.
The amazing thing is that he told us he wasn't highly recruited out of high school. How's that possible? What are they looking at?
But he has great memories of attending that Nittany Lions Wolverines thriller back in 2013. Beckham out to the 36-yard line.
You know, with all the injuries in the secondary, I'm surprised that Johnson Joseph, who was right corner, really kind of stays on this side of the field, that he hasn't been tracking Odell. And I know you got these other options, receivers on this Giants team, but he's your best player. I put him on the premium matchup. Just haven't seen it yet today, and maybe that may be one of the adjustments they make in the second half.
8 straight completions for Eli Manning. He's 14 of 16 overall. There's Barkley, spins, stays on his feet, and makes something out of nothing once again.
This guy has more highlight reel 2-yard runs than I've seen him forever. I mean, what's the jump cut? I mean, jump cut. That's like the L2 on the remote control when you're playing Madden or whatever. And always falling forward. I mean, it looks insignificant. That looks like an insignificant run. But just to be able to eliminate the negative play, give yourself a more manageable 3rd and 6 here is huge.
Giants must get to the 42 for a first down. Manning on 3rd and 6, firing downfield, looking for Cody Latimer, just out of his reach.
Good coverage there by Jonathan Joseph. The aforementioned Jonathan Joseph. He's not covering Odell. He's on Latimer, and it may have been a matchup up top, but Eli chose this one, and I don't know if this is a win for the Giants. He's just too good position there, and on the other side, it's a one-on-one. He's got him by himself. That's asking a lot of Sharice Wright, who hasn't been around the Texans long. Just missed. Good stop. Get off on 3rd down. This is what the Texans needed. A stop on their first possession and a half. Get the ball back.
Giants punting for the first time today. Riley Dixon from his 25. Tyler Ervin is back deep. Texans will start from their 24, trailing by 14.
Here's Russell Shepard, and I don't know that I've seen this a lot. There's many ways to herd the sheep, but getting in that stance to go cover a kick, that's unique. Russell Shepard, I missed him in Tampa. He started in Tampa, got him off waivers. He is a special teams player extraordinaire, good football player, does a lot of things for this Giants team.
And is returning home, Houston native. First possession of the second half for the Texans. From the 24-yard line, Alfred Blue in the backfield. Play clock is at 3. Blue's first carry of the day. Giants unable to bring him down. Out to the 29-yard line for a gain of 5. First carry of the day for Blue. Texans over the first 2 weeks led the league on the ground, 157 yards per game.
Oh, and the leading rusher today is Deshaun Watson, obviously on those scrambles. They just haven't been able to get going. Snacks Harrison, Dalvin Tomlinson, we've mentioned Kerry Wynn numerous times. This front of this New York Giants defense is balling out today against this Texans offensive line.
On 2nd and 5, it's Blue. This time, gain of just 2. Out to the 31, Alec Ogletree, the tackle, one of the leaders of this Giants defense, the former Ram.
And I was talking to James Betcher before the game, defensive coordinator. He said, I love having this guy on my football team. He makes us go. He's a leader in terms of his play, of his caliber, talking to players on and off the football field. He's a good football player.
Defensive captain along with Landon Collins. 3rd down and 3. Watson throws back across, and it's caught by Will Fuller for a first down and more. Stays on his feet. And is tackled at the 42-yard line by Landon Collins. 28 yards. Texans needed 3. They gained 28.
Well, they're going to go fast, but look at this bunch right here. It gets B.J. Goodson on Will Fuller. Mismatch. All you got to do, that second reaction play, Deshaun Watson scrambling, there's no way 93 is going to stick with 15 that long.
It's only the 6th game Watson and Fuller are playing together. The regular season over the last 2 years, they have tremendous numbers, but they've all been healthy simultaneously. Watson, Hopkins, and Fuller. Some of that 5-game stretch last year when Watson threw for 18 touchdowns as Blue takes it down to the 35-yard line of the Giants.
Well, this guy is supposed to be a speed guy, not a tough runner, running through tackles. Like it.
Well, he grew up in Philly, brings that toughness.
Yes, he does.
Second down and 4. Handoff is to Blue. And he runs right into the arms of Snacks Harrison to Los Angeles. Game break, Carissa.
Kenny, breaking news. Patrick Mahomes is pretty good. They were already up 28-7 when he connects with Sammy Watkins for this 12-yard score. Mahomes' 13 touchdown passes to start the season are the most by any quarterback in NFL history. They're up 35-10 at the half. Kenny?
Wow. At some point, you think that's got to stop. Not so fast, man. He's for real.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
13 touchdowns in 10 quarters of football. 3rd down and 4. Watson to the outside. He was looking for Hopkins. Jenkins defending.
Well, we know last week what happened to Janoris Jenkins. Got beat at the line of scrimmage early in that Dallas game, but there is zero panic in him right here. This is great coverage. He's beat at the line of scrimmage. A little sneaky little drag to get back in phase with DeAndre Hopkins. Good play. Get off the field. And they're going to try a long field goal here, Kenny. 54 yards they're setting up for right now.
Bear Baron's career log is 55. He said from 23. Back in the first half, and then 33. So from 54 yards out, Fairbairn has the distance. He knocks it through, his 3rd field goal of the game. Giants by 11. Never a dull moment.
Oh, they're playing his kind of music in here, buddy. Nobody's paying attention. I love it.
He can't keep still even on the sideline.
No, that's good for him. He's a ball of energy, isn't he? Actually, I saw a kid right next to my booth doing the same thing. Just not as smooth.
Didn't have Odell's rhythm. Stacey Coley on the return for the Giants. Coley will be brought down inside the 10-yard line by Buddy Howell. Oh, J.J. Watt and the Texans defense back on the field looking for a stop.
Well, now it's time for this defense to get going. Got a long field goal. You got to stop on the opening drive of the half. Keep that momentum going.
That logo on J.J. Watt's jersey signifies the fact that he was the 2017 winner of the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Spearheaded the effort to raise more than $37 million for Hurricane Harvey relief in Houston last year.
I don't know that there's another person on the planet that could have done that. He's such an impactful guy.
His initial goal was, what, 200,000? Manning fires, it's Beckham. First down for the Giants out to the 22.
Well, Aaron Colvin is back in the game playing corner here, and he almost got a piece of this ball. Watch J.J. Watt lining up inside. Quick throw. He's great at deflecting balls. He might have the most deflections of a defensive lineman in history already. But as it stands, nice, quick release, throw and catch. Eli Manning and Odell Beckham on the same page today.
Number 13 gains 13. His 7th catch, 91 yards. From the 22 on first down, it's Barkley. Stays on his feet once again. And that is tackled at the 22-yard line. Angelo Blackson in on the stop for the Texans.
We've talked a lot about J.J. Watt today. Watch Jadeveon Clowney on this play. Same type of move, just that quick swim, throws shoulder out of the way, and Saquon says, nope, I'm not going that way. And then nice rally by the defensive tackle, getting him on the ground there.
Giants have rushed for 100 yards. Their offensive line has not committed a penalty.
Change is coming, and we're seeing it in live and in color here in Houston.
One due to injury, the other not so. 2nd and 10. Manning hits Barkley. That's his first reception. He had a franchise record 14 catches last week, breaking your brother Tiki's Giants mark.
Yeah, well, last week, some of it was designed. They were trying to get the ball into his hands quick. The other was checkdowns because of the pressure. Not so much today. Look how calm Eli is here. He knew that J.J. had a bead on Wheeler there. He's going to make a miss. Almost gets away, but the rallying Texans defense keeps it to a short gain and sets up a 3rd and long. See if they can get off the field for the 2nd time in 2 drives here in the 2nd half.
3rd down and 11.
If you're Romeo Crennel, you got to put some pressure on him. Eli Manning is not a good pressure quarterback.
Giants keep it on the ground. Coleman forcing his way out to the 30-yard line, but 2 yards shy. So the Giants, for the second time in this third quarter, will punt it away.
Yep, conservative play call. And you got to think to yourself, if you're the Giants, don't take your foot off the gas. I think they were probably thinking that Romeo Crennel, defensive coordinator here in Houston, was going to send some pressure, try to trick them with a little draw if they were dropping in coverage or whatnot. But good job getting off the football field and give the ball back to Deshaun Watson, see if this offense can go again.
Had a look at Romeo Crennel with the Giants under Bill Parcells, 12 seasons, won 2 Super Bowl rings on the Giants staff. Has 5 rings in all as Irvin takes this one all the way out to the 45-yard line. Big return, 27 yards by Tyler Irvin. Back in Houston, Texans offense back on the field after their defense forced the Giants punt. 11-point lead for New York.
Well, time to turn the tide right here. You got another stop by your defense. Score here makes this a much more interesting game. You got great field position after that Tyler Irvin punt return. See if Deshaun Watson decides to take a shot here. Bill O'Brien dials up something to get back in quick. I know what the fans want to see that.
Off the fake to Miller and then Hopkins. Watson firing downfield, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver, Will Fuller. Just out of his reach.
Always say the 40 to the 40 is the alumni zone. This is where you take the shots. But watch the ball fake. This is excellent. Fake to the running back, fake to reverse, hold the defense, and then launch it. And Will Fuller is inches away from making a huge grab for this offense and just out of his fingertips. Great camera work there.
Second down and 10. This is Lamar Miller, only 8 yards on 8 carries.
Just hasn't been able to get going here. And again, it can continue to credit the front of this Giants defense. But he is a special runner if you give him some space. But the penetration up front is just dominant by Snacks and Delvin and Kerry Wynn. And doesn't matter. Just keep stopping the run like this. Put the Texans in third and long situation, and it's hard for them to win.
Empty backfield, third down and 8. Hopkins out, Fuller to the right. Pass over the middle, caught by DeAndre Hopkins for a Texans first down to the Giants 34. Only his 3rd reception today, and it's good for 20 yards.
Yep, you put those 2 guys, Hopkins and Fuller, in a stack and just let it sort it out. And Janoris Jenkins is just too far away in that zone coverage. Nobody underneath because they were playing a match coverage, and then he takes a hit from Kareem Martin. Big first down completion for the Texans.
On first down, it's Miller to Los Angeles for a game break after a 1-yard gain. Carissa.
Here you go, Kenny. Falcons trailing by 2 when Matt Ryan, pump fake, extends the play, finds his favorite target today, Calvin Ridley in the back of the end zone. Calvin's 3rd of the day. Falcons up 21-16.
The same Matt Ryan who Deshaun Watson was in Falcons training camp with 5 years ago as a ball boy during his high school years. This is Miller. Ball came loose. Giants have recovered. Dante Dion comes up with it.
Well, this is just Giants running to the football. Yes, you get to completion, but watch the posse come in and this contact from the back, and guess who? Kerry Wynn. Turnover, Giants.
Wynn has been outstanding today.
Tackles, pressure, setting the edge, calls fumble. I know a lot of people nationally are probably saying, who is Kerry Wynn? Undrafted in 14, been watching him a long time, play special teams, doing everything for this defense. But man, he's my player of the game right now.
He's been brilliant for this Giants defense today. Following the turnover, Giants offense starting from the 25-yard line off the fake to Barkley. Pass was deflected, intended for Sterling Shepard.
Well, this is Eli Manning calling a hot, just playing a hot off this blitz that the Texans are going to show him here. And him and Sterling Shepard got to get on the same page, but it's really just a good play. Good play by Kareem Jackson. And a hot route this is a run call, but he knows that it's going to fail.
Beckham, after that ball was tipped by Clowney, Beckham picks up the first down. There's a flag at the end of the play. Clowney got a piece of it. Beckham made the adjustment. And now we'll check in with the referee, Walt Coleman.
That flag, I think, is going to be a hold after the catch here.
Holding, number 76, offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
That's on the left tackle, the longtime Patriot, Nate Solder. First penalty committed by the Giants offensive line today.
And watch the get off by Clowney. He's right in his face, and just a little tip. Concentration by Odell. And then Nate Solder trying to get out in front, working on Jonathan Joseph there. You saw it there at the very end. That's where that hold came in.
Second down and 15 following the penalty. Empty backfield for the Giants. Manning under pressure, taken down. Second sack today, J.J. Watt.
What time is it, J.J. time? Every time is J.J. time. Lines up outside in 9 technique. And just watch the inside move. Get out of my way. I got work to do. No sacks coming in. 2 on the day, and that's a big one. Sets him up inside the 10-yard line. Crowd's feeling it now.
Only 8 games the last 2 seasons. He told us Friday a lot of people have forgotten what I can do.
Not me. Not me.
Third down and 25. Barkley will take it out across the 15-yard line, and the Giants, for the 3rd straight possession in this 3rd quarter, will punt it away after Dixon did not punt in the first half when the Giants scored on all 4 of their possessions. Irvin had a big return moments ago.
Punting backed up. You're the Texans. You know you're going to get favorable field position somewhere inside the 50.
There's Shepard once again.
Get double teamed this time.
Punting from his 5 was Dixon. Irvin from the 31. Knocked down shy of the 40 by Curtis Riley. Another big sack by J.J. Watt down to Megan.
Yeah, J.J. Watt having himself a game today, very fired up. You know, when we spoke with him on Friday, it was just obvious that his determination was on another level. You know, the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. When he spoke about what's driving him, his entire body language and his facial expression turned deadly serious. He said, I want to go back out there and reclaim the position where I belong. He's certainly doing that today. Guys?
He's had a big day. Thanks, Megan. And one of the players he feels he's trying to reach the level of his brother. Off to a tremendous start. That's right. In Pittsburgh. Watson over the middle, complete to DeAndre Hopkins. Riley the tackle in Giants territory to the New York 37, a 25-yard connection.
All kinds of time. And this is just a simple little in route. It's going to go like that. But what's key is the protection up front, and then Deshaun's strong arm. Just throwing it through 3 Giant defenders, finding a way to sit down in the zone. That was well executed.
Empty backfield, Lamar Miller, top of your screen. Close to 10, 37-yard line. Watson, complete again, this time to the 22 for another first down. It's DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, they're starting to hit on all cylinders. Starts on defense, 3 straight stops to start the second half. And now there's a rhythm. Now you feel Deshaun Watson feeling this routes and coverage situations opening up for him, and he's making some nice throws right now.
Fuller slot to the right, empty backfield, under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. From the Giants 22. Watson with time, complete, and taken down inside the 10-yard line by the tight end, Jordan Thomas, who had that 39-yard catch and run earlier.
I think the changes that Bill O'Brien made are the heck with the run. Let's use Deshaun Watson's arm. They're playing zone coverage on the back end. All he needs is receivers to just sit down in open space, and the ball's going to get to him.
First and goal from the Giants' 8. Quick release. It's Hopkins on the wide receiver screen. Hopkins still on his feet. Looks to cut back inside. There is a flag as Hopkins was finally taken down at the 7-yard line by B.J. Goodson.
Illegal block in the back. Number 26, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's on Miller.
And Lamar Miller came into that block. He tried to avoid it. I mean, he wants to just block him off, wall him off. You'll see him try to wall off. Look at Deshaun Watson throwing a block on Kerry Wynn. And there's the block in the back. It's clear, obvious on Alec Ogletree. Yeah, that wasn't like a I'm just going to get in the way block. Lowered his shoulder into him. You know what they say, Kenny, the more you can do.
You might not want to try that at home. Time winding down. Third quarter comes to an end. So the Houston Texans on the move at the Giants' 18-yard line as we head to the fourth quarter with the Giants leading by 11. We're back in Houston, Texas with producer Barry Landis, director Jeremy Green, associate director Joe Williams. Giants had a 20-3 lead. Texans, couple of field goals. And they are driving as we start the fourth quarter.
The tide turned for the Texans on defense. Nice stops. Finished drives, Texans. Sean Watson, get this ball in the end zone. Make this a game.
Texans have not been able to reach the end zone so far today. From the Giants' 18. Watson wrapped up back at the 26, and down he goes. B.J. Hill, the rookie out of North Carolina State. First NFL sack.
B.J. Hill is a good football player. Young, they love him. He treats it like a business, and he just runs right over the rookie, Martavius Rankin. No chance for Deshaun Watson.
James Bettcher, Giants defensive coordinator, told us Hill, the most ready-made rookie he's ever been around. He was drafted in the 3rd round. There's Bettcher with the pick the Giants acquired in the trade for Jason Pierre-Paul. Comes up with a big play. From the 25 on second down. Watson backpedaling. And now he throws towards the end zone, and it is picked off by Alec Ogletree. What a play.
Great play by Alec Ogletree. Great play. He's a little bit out of position here when he turns to cover Lamar Miller. But what a makeup and a fantastic catch. Another takeaway for the New York Giants. Well, Martavius Rankin starting because Henderson is now on IR, and this is 2 plays in a row. Just cannot deal with power, and this is where that play breaks down, forcing Deshaun Watson to get out of the pocket, and then obviously the great play by Alec Ogletree at the end.
The 7th career interception, and then Manning's pass is caught for a first down by Beckham out to the 33-yard line. So Odell Beckham Jr. goes over 100 yards for the 21st time in 50 career games.
And he's doing a ton of damage inside, and this is as easy as they come for Eli Manning. He's closer to the ball here, and he's running slants all day long, and these corners just cannot match up with them. Got great hands, obviously, so he can make the contested catch. His offense is rolling with it.
Can you believe it's only 50 games? Seems like he's been around a lot longer. Some injuries.
His numbers make it seem like it's a lot more games.
His numbers make it seem like it's 500, not 50. From the 33-yard line, Manning in trouble. Down he goes for the 3rd time in this game. Back at the 26-yard line, it's Angelo Blackson, number 97, with the sack.
Well, Blackson got the sack, but watch all the pressure. Tyrann Mathieu on one side, Mercilus on the other. Nowhere for Eli Manning to go. Tries to step up. Blackson takes him down, and that's how you beat this Giants offense. Bring pressure. His numbers against pressure are atrocious this year. Sets up a 2nd and forever now.
2nd down at 17. Manning swings it out. This is Barkley. Barkley out across the 30, spins up to the 33-yard line. for a gain of 7. Green Jackson forced him out. So 3rd down and 10 upcoming for Eli Manning of the Giants, as they look to capitalize on the 2nd straight Houston Texans turnover.
Another chance for this Texans defense to stand up and get off the field. The offense doing them no favors. Two turnovers inside the 30. They keep giving them the ball back. So let's see if there's another chance for them to do just that. Dylan Cole, middle linebacker, one of the middle linebackers in on this unit. Become a big-time role player. See what he's got coming on this snap.
Call number 51. Again, Manning under pressure. It's sack number 3. A hat trick for J.J. Watt today.
One-on-one, Chad Wheeler, J.J. Watt. Guess who's going to win? And no offense to Chad Wheeler, I don't think anybody's stopping this. He's just so fast off the edge. Doesn't get a good kick set. He's obviously wary of that inside move that J.J. Watt has shown numerous times today. Another big, strong stop for this Texans D.
From the 24, it's Irvin. Well, his brother had 3 sacks in a game week 1 against Cleveland. 3 for J.J. here today.
Design here. Look at all these guys over here. The line is forced to slide that way, and it leaves this guy in a one-on-one situation with Chad Wheeler. You can talk about that, drawing up plays all you want. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to one-on-one matchups. Who's going to win? We haven't seen J.J. smile all weekend. He came in stone-faced against us.
Yeah, tied with his brother and Von Miller.
There you go.
3 sacks in a game this season. Now the Texans offense looks to capitalize. Wide open, Will Fuller. And Fuller will take it inside the 35 and finally tackled at the 30-yard line of the Giants. Watson to Fuller for 37 yards.
I have no idea what coverage they're playing right here. There's nobody in the screen. I don't know if Alec Ogletree is short on a drop, but to be that wide open down the field, that's a bust somewhere.
Now remember, 2 straight turnovers inside the 30 committed by the Texans on their last 2 drives. At the 30 now on 1st down. Watson complete, Hopkins to the 20-yard line of the Giants.
Always going fast. This Houston's offense never gets in a huddle. They always come to the line of scrimmage, put you under stress as a defensive player and as a play caller trying to get your plays in. So you see the Giants playing a little soft. They're just playing basic defense right now. He knows they got man-on-man right now. Alfred Blue outside. Landon Collins goes out to cover him.
Empty backfield. Watson looking, now throws, end zone, flag, incomplete, intended for Hopkins. Two flags on the field.
What you got, Walt? I think he's going to get a hold on the back end, get a hold on offense here.
We have fouls on both teams. Holding, number 60 for the offense. Holding, number 20 for the defense. Those penalties all set. Repeat for 1st down.
Well, there's no 60 on the offense.
I'm not sure he was talking about, but here's the matchup you're talking about with the hold. You see this a double move, and that's a hold. That's it. Up front, I'm sure he's talking about Mance here.
65.
No, he's talking about Nick Martin at center. Takedown.
66, Martin. Penalties offset. Low snap. Watson moving to his left, under pressure, took a hard hit, got rid of it to Alfred Blue. And Blue is down at the 16-yard line. Connor Barwin, the former Houston Texan, with the hit on Deshaun Watson.
You'll see Connor Barwin. He's going to be top of your screen. Just kind of a little delayed blitz working on Ryan Griffin and trying to escape, really nowhere to go. This is amazing that he found Alfred Blue all the way across the formation there. That's a testament to his arm strength for sure.
2nd down and 5 as we approach 9 minutes remaining. Empty backfield. Watson to the end zone. Collins defending, makes the play. It was intended for Griffin, no flags.
Great play by Landon Collins. You get down in this low red area and you got to start playing some more man-to-man. Zone coverages will get beat. So James Bettcher puts man-to-man on Landon Collins, on Ryan Griffin. That's exactly what it looks like. Ball-aware DB. He does so many things. We haven't really called his name today, but he's been impactful. None more there than that pass breakup.
Collins has represented the Giants in the last 2 Pro Bowls. Giants have held the Texans to 3 field goals today. 3rd down and 6. They must get to the 10 for a first down. From the 16 on 3rd down. Watson inside the 10 has a first down. And takes another hit at the end of the play. And then signals first down for the Texans at the Giants 6.
They're coming off the right side here. Watch all this pressure. Flushes them out to the right. But what they don't do is set the edge. You see Lorenzo Carter get caught inside. And with a quarterback like this that can scramble out of the pocket, you have to have lane integrity. It's not there. He's able to get down and pick up that first down. And he is showing no hesitation running the ball when he sees it. Obviously, he tries to create some space in the passing game. But when he gets running, he's hard to stop.
2 tight ends, Thomas and Akins. Play clock winding down, and Watson uses a timeout. First and goal from the Giants 6 when we return. Following the timeout, first and goal from the Giants 6-yard line. Play action. Watson looking end zone, throws, Hopkins, touchdown. There is a flag. Flag back at the 16-yard line.
Holding number 70, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
4th penalty committed by Davenport, the Texans' right tackle today.
Well, he's arguing this, but this is a hold. This is another takedown. Right there, watch this matchup. That's B.J. Hill. Kareem Martin getting great pressure, and that's definition of a hold, Kenny. Takes points off the board and continue to shoot themselves in the foot, these Texans. It's, again, we mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. They beat themselves more than other teams beat them. All the coaches mentioned it to us. Deshaun Watson mentioned it to us. And yet another example, going backwards instead of putting their front foot forward and trying to get a score.
Right, Bill O'Brien told us last week we played against Tennessee and ourselves. We were going to get today. Forcing the Texans back to the 16-yard line, first and goal. Watson steps up. Inside the 10. Forced out of bounds at the 6 by Lorenzo Carter.
Deshaun Watson is just, he's so calm under pressure. It just, watch how casually he just steps up in this pocket and takes what's there. There's a little crease in there. Dalvin Tomlinson is a little bit out of his rush lane, but just so dangerous with this kind of player.
Only his 9th start in the National Football League due to the injury suffered last October.
And he has no hesitation on that knee. We saw last week he had a run and he kissed his knee afterwards. It's fully healed. He's fully confident in it.
Watson on 2nd down, dumps it off into the end zone for a touchdown, Will Fuller.
Will Fuller has to run through a lot of traffic, and he has a guy picking him up. So it's a zone coverage, but you're going to see that he's going to end up on a linebacker. B.W. Webb lets him go. Alec Ogletree's the linebacker that has to pick him up, and that's not going to happen. He just runs past him. Deshaun Watson buys a little bit of time, makes a great little throw. Touchdowns Texan. Finally getting a touchdown on the board, and they're going to go for 2 here, Kenny.
Trailing by 5, looking to make it a 3-point game. Watson, shovel pass. Stops shy of the goal line. Tomlinson, number 94, made the play. on the shovel pass from Watson to Miller. So the Texans cannot convert. They trail the Giants by 5. Seven plays, 72 yards for the Texans. Watson finds Fuller, and then the failed 2-point conversion. Fuller's 9th touchdown in 6 games with Sean Watson, and that is not good news for the Giants.
That is not a good look at all right there. Snacks Harrison looking somewhat despondent on the sideline now. Not sure what his ailment is right now, but they cannot afford to lose him.
This is Stacy Coley. Coley out to the 23-yard line. Midway through the 4th quarter in Houston, Eli Manning and the Giants had a 20-3 lead at one point. It's now a 5-point lead for New York. Giants scored on all 4 possessions in the first half. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. But in the second half, they've punted on all 4 of their drives.
Well, we're starting to see the pressure up front from the Texans. J.J. Watt obviously having a day, but having complete control of this game for all of the first half and having none of it in the second half. It could be a lot worse if the Texans offense hadn't turned the ball over twice.
Right. Only 3 first downs for the Giants since halftime. Start from the 23-yard line. Manning complete. Shepard has had a big day. And Sterling Shepard is finally forced out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Kurt Menefee.
Well, stop me if you've seen this before. 3rd straight week, Clay Matthews of the Packers gets what looks like a clean sack, but is called for roughing the passer. This is not one of those body weight things. It's roughing the passer, same as last week and week 1. Packers are livid. That keeps the Washington drive going. Skins up by 11 in the 4th quarter. Kenny Ronde, Megan.
What is he supposed to do right there?
Wow, 2 straight weeks.
That is bad.
1st and 10, 46-yard line for the Giants. There's Barkley. Gains a couple out to the 48 with under 7 minutes to play.
I'm a little distracted by that call on Clay Matthews. I know there's a lot of rule changes in the NFL. We haven't seen any of the helmet rule. How many have there been, Kenny? 2?
2 over the first 2 weeks.
First 2 weeks of the season. But these roughing the passer penalties are rampant right now.
And 21 of those over the first 2 weeks.
That's not roughing the passer. Wow. Wheeler, you didn't know being a starting tackle in the NFL required you to assist equipment.
However, it leads to a timeout. As Obama is still attempting to get back to that cleated position. And a much improved performance today by this Giants offensive line. Although J.J. Watt has had a big day for the Texans with 3 sacks.
He does not want to be on the sideline. He's fired up here. He's been the catalyst for this defensive push in the second half, and you don't see him take many plays off. I'm sure they might be thinking save him for crunch time. This is crunch time. He needs to be in the football game. If you're the Giants right here, you got to get a drive. Obviously, we just talked about having control. They have no control. They got to take some of this pressure off their defense.
2nd down and 8. Off the fake to Barkley. Manning throws complete. Red Ellison. Ellison, who had a touchdown earlier. Giants lost Evan Engram in the first half to a knee injury, and Ellison gained 17.
Well, how much more Eli Manning out of the pocket have we seen today? I didn't see really any of it in the previous 2 games, but obviously they made the adjustment in the offense, putting him on the move, allowing this defense to really think it's going to be run. Eli told us he loves play-action pass. He feels it pulls the defense forward. It holds the defensive ends. We've seen it. He's made some big plays out of the pocket today.
He's now 21 of 25.
118.
From the Texans' 35-yard line, Barkley running into a swarm of Houston defenders and loses 2 on the play. J.J. Watt right in the middle of that one.
Again, here's that deadly swim move. What do you do with this? They just wrecking shop. I mean, come on, man. He may not think people think he's the guy he once was. He's putting it on tape today.
Second down and 12. Manning swings it out to Barkley. Barkley inside the 30, down to the Houston 26-yard line. Barkley gains 11, third down and 1.
Well, just scat protection. Scat protection, guy's not going to stay in and block. He's just going to be an option in the receiving game. That's purely designed. Get the ball in your playmaker's hand. Get a couple of big bodies out in front. Use that deadly jump cut and run through tackles. Ladies and gentlemen, Saquon Barkley.
Huge play with 4 minutes on the clock. Empty backfield. Third down and 1. Manning looking for Barkley. Makes the catch for a Giants first down at the 6-yard line of the Texans.
They were going nowhere else but to this matchup outside. He lines up out there as a wide receiver, a linebacker, one-on-one. It's a mismatch. Look at the swim move, releasing like a receiver, and then the catch. How good is that catch? Make sure he secures it into his body. Does it all, man. Does it all. He is the prototype new NFL running back.
Well, we saw him do it all for Penn State over the last couple of seasons. Saturday, it's a college football doubleheader on Fox. Starting in the Big Ten, number 19, Michigan takes on Northwestern. The number 10, Washington, and number 25, BYU. It all kicks off Saturday, 4 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. 118 all-purpose yards for Saquon Barkley today.
I'll give credit to this offensive line, obviously, what they've done today, and give credit to the play caller, Pat Shurmur, right now. Obviously, they were playing a little more cautious when the score was a little bit out of reach, but you get down to a 5-point lead, and he put the foot right back on the gas. This offense has responded with this long drive down the field and right in scoring territory, inside the 5-yard, right at the 5-yard line.
Remember what Barkley told us yesterday. We have to figure out how to win games and finish games. First and goal from the Houston 6. Manning throws. It's Barkley. But he was met immediately by Bernardrick McKinney. Loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, great job by McKinney. If you're the Texans defense, all you do now, you just got to get a field goal opportunity here. Give yourself a chance. Touchdown here, game over. Look at him run through traffic right there, and that's a tough tackle. We all know how many missed tackles he causes. Good play.
Buck continues to run. Second and goal from the Texans 8. Houston with only 1 timeout remaining.
And they'll just slow play this. All these snaps now are going to go down to last couple of seconds.
The handoff to Barkley.
Big third down here for the Giants. What do you do? Do you go back and try to score a touchdown, get it into the end zone, or do you continue to run this clock, run the football, make this field goal here obviously puts you 7 points ahead, or sorry, 8 points ahead, and it should be enough to win the football game with only around 2 minutes back on the clock when the Texans get the ball back.
Giants letting the clock run. And now they will take a timeout. Their second. With 2:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. A field goal for the Texans on the opening drive of the game, but the Giants would answer. On their first possession, Saquon Barkley from 15 yards out. Then a couple of field goals, and this, Manning to Rhett Ellison, 20-3 Giants at that point. In the second half, 2 turnovers by the Texans inside the Giants 30. Kerry Wynn forcing the Lamar Miller fumble. And then Alec Ogletree picking off to Deshaun Watson. But the Texans would come back on their last possession. Watson to Will Fuller for the first Houston touchdown today. They went for 2, could not convert. So that is where we stand. Giants lead by 5, 3rd and goal from the Houston 7 upcoming. Only 4 incompletions all game for Eli Manning. He's 24 of 28, 5 of 5 on this drive.
You're the Texans on defense. You got to figure this is the game. Get a stop here. Give yourself that chance. Just need a chance.
Top of the screen. Split wide to the left. Shepard slot right. Manning throws. End zone. Touchdown. Sterling Shepard.
Bold call. And Sterling Shepard, working out of the slot, does it again. We've talked a lot about Odell Beckham today, but Sterling Shepard has been just as impactful. Again, they just drop in zone, and Aaron Colvin passes that off to Benardrick McKinney, and easy throw. Calm, collected. He knows he has it as soon as he lets it go. Great drive. Great drive.
Shepard's first touchdown of the season. Rosas, the extra point. Eli Manning 6 for 6 on the drive, finds Sterling Shepard in the end zone. Well, Thursday nights are about to get a lot bigger. Fox becomes the new network home for Thursday Night Football. Vikings and Rams, Thursday, 7:30 Eastern from Los Angeles. Right here on Fox, also live on NFL Network and streaming on Prime Video. Now it's a game. Vikings continue to trail the Bills 27-0 in the fourth quarter. Giants drive 9 plays, 77 yards. And for Eli Manning, his second touchdown pass today. That's number 342 of his career. He ties a former Giant and Viking, Fran Tarkenton, 7th on the all-time list.
Well, this is how this offense was envisioned, right? Just time in the pocket, let the playmakers make plays. But started, that was gross, Eli. Thanks for showing that. But just give your guys enough time. There's so much talent here. I mean, you could harp on it all you want. They made the decision. This is not a rebuilding year. We're going to let Eli Manning at 37 years old and his cast of superstars try to win games for him with a new coach. And Eli's answered that call today.
And to talk about those superstars around him, 100-yard game from Beckham, over 100 all-purpose yards for Barkley. Shepard with 6 receptions. Lost his tight end Engram in the first half. Changes along the offensive line. And it's paid off for the New York Giants.
It certainly has. Chad Wheeler's had some struggles today, obviously trying to deal with J.J. Watt. But as a group, haven't seen any of those just inexplicable blown assignments that had Eli get sacked 6 times last week. But as a unit, they got something to build on going forward now.
So the Texans with 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning. Go to work, trailing by 12. Pass off the hand of Hopkins with Jenkins defending.
And then just more pressure on Deshaun Watson. Kareem Martin just working this edge right here. And again, it's Rankin who's just not able to answer the call here for his quarterback. And I know Deshaun told us you got to make guys right. You can't make anybody right when you get a free runner at your quarterback like that.
Second and 10 from the 25-yard line. Watson under pressure, and he is taken down back at the 13-yard line. Another 99. It's not J.J. Watt, but it's Mario Edwards Jr., the former Raider, who comes up with the sack for the Giants as we hit the 2-minute warning in Houston. Giants by 12.
Here's Mario Edwards who gets the sack, but watch the rush game by Kerry Williams, and you see the 2 offensive linemen try to pass it, but it's just a little too late, and Mario Edwards is able to get in here. But watch Deshaun Watson. It's his left knee. It's a surgically repaired knee. Little tweak, and at the end of this play, he's holding it just a little bit. He's got some blood on his knee, but he seems to be all right still in the football game.
Edwards with the sack. Sorry to bring this up, Rondé. You played with his dad back in 2004 in Tampa.
Don't tell me that.
Here's Griffin. Ryan Griffin, the tight end, out to the 27-yard line. Ogletree, the tackle.
And Mario Edwards is in there because Damon Harrison's still on the sideline. Not sure what's going on with his injury. If you bring in a guy like Mario Edwards because he has that playing experience, he had some success in Oakland.
Started 24 games for the Raiders over the last 3 years. On fourth down, Watson complete to Fuller. For a Houston first down out to the 43.
They needed that. Good throw and catch, good execution. More importantly, got the ball out of his hands on time.
Down to 1 minute remaining. Lamar Miller heads for the sidelines, out of bounds. And midfield coming up, bonus coverage. Philadelphia Eagles, Indianapolis Colts. Eagles with a 4-point lead in that one. Carson Wentz making his return. Giants leading the Texans by 12.
Texans are going to have to do something special. Quick score, onside kick of some sort. They get any chance to win this football game.
As Watson fires downfield, too far for Fuller.
A little more accuracy on this pass, and this is a touchdown. But watch this rush again, under pressure, and he is really close. Connor Barwin almost gets this ripped out of his hand right there, but just overthrows. Hard to overthrow Will Fuller.
Yes. Speaking of accuracy, Rondé, for Eli Manning today, his second highest completion percentage in his career. Only the second time he's been over 80%.
Efficient. He's been very efficient.
Completed 86% of his passes today. Third down and 2. Watson complete, and then breaking free for a first down is the tight end, Jordan Akins. His first catch today. And now the Texans will use their final timeout. Big day for Eli Manning. 25 of 29, 297 yards, and a pair of touchdowns.
Oh, you're going to watch these highlights. There's one common theme. No pressure. Till the second half, when J.J. Watt started to get going, started to struggle. But for a lot of this game, he looked comfortable, calm, poised that he is in the pocket. And he is fired up. I don't know if I've ever seen Eli that fired up, but this is an 0-2 football team, and they need their best players to play their best. And Eli was leading charge on that today.
With his brother Peyton here in the stadium. Watson throws complete inside the 5-yard line. First NFL reception for Vincent Smith, rookie out of Division II Limestone College in South Carolina.
Got to get up, got to score. Spike the ball, get a good play.
Watson spikes it, 19 seconds remaining.
That's a tough ask at this point, 19 seconds. It's almost, you almost have to score on this snap if you're going to get an onside kick, recovery, and try to do something magical at the end of the game.
Bill O'Brien's Texans in danger of dropping to 0-3 following the losses to the Patriots and the Titans. They visit the Colts next week. Second and goal, 19 seconds on the clock.
Don't be shocked if it goes right there.
And Watson has the pass batted down. Kerry Wynn again. What a game.
What a game. What a game. This is one he's going to put in his collection. See the elevation. Watch him get up. Anticipating the throw. He knows he can't get there with the rush. Eyeing that quarterback's delivery. Affecting the throwing lane. Spectacular game by Kerry Wynn all day long.
Down to 15 seconds. Third and goal for the Giants 4. Watson was looking for Hopkins with Janoris Jenkins defending.
Just got to put that on the back shoulder. That's got to be a back shoulder throw. It's obviously man-to-man out there. If he puts this on his back shoulder, so as he runs this route, if he puts the ball back in here, He's got a chance, but throwing it to the pylon there, just Janoris Jenkins in too good of coverage. He just pushes him to the sideline. The sideline's another defender.
Texans lost their last 6 games a season ago. Their first 2 this year. Longest current losing streak in the NFL.
Yep, right, Cleveland.
10 seconds away from their 9th straight defeat. Watson steps up, still looking, directing traffic, and finds his man, Lamar Miller. There is a flag. Miller makes the reception in the end zone with 1 second on the clock, and the penalty is against the Giants.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 23, defense, penalties decline, touchdown.
Well, B.W. Webb's covering Will Fuller here, and this is the flag, but doesn't matter. What we saw today from Deshaun Watson is just his ability to escape. Talk about him always looking to throw the football, not always looking to run. He will. It's a nice, calm pass, just a little too late. 1 second on the clock. This is going to be over after the kick. They got some answers, questions to answer. Houston does, especially on offense. The penalties, putting themselves behind the stick. 2 turnovers in crucial situations in the game in the second half. I mean, those are going to be the excuses that you're going to hear from Houston today after this football game, after this loss.
Clock, of course, does not run on the point after. So the Giants now with a 5-point lead. And you take a look, since 1990, teams that start the season 2-1, 24% go on to make the playoffs. But if you start 0-3, it is only 2%. The last team to do it, the 98 Buffalo Bills.
I think that's what you call statistically significant.
How about 1 and 2 teams to win the Super Bowl? Giants back in 2007, Super Bowl 42.
The Patriots in 01 when the run started. Their dominance that's lasted 2 decades.
Great job by our entire crew today. Producer Barry Landis, Director Jeremy Green, Associate Director Joe Williams, Broadcast Associate Jonathan Miles. Our technical producer is Ron McGuggins, Technical Director Damon McGavick. Thanks to our statisticians, Dave Corris, Rick Camps, spotter Ben Boma, Matt Banovic, Tim Dunn, John Warner on audio. 1 second remaining. 5-point lead for the Giants. And New York will use a timeout. Well, we've talked about Eli Manning, but big move by Pat Shurmur, announcing it last night to the team, the change at right tackle.
Well, I think if you're trying to send a message to your team, put a starter on the bench. And obviously Eric Flowers wasn't playing well. The whole offensive line wasn't playing well. But I think just the message itself, the want to say, look, something's got to give. And if it was Eric Flowers, if it was somebody else, the message was obviously clear, and the Giants came out and played well today. Who knows if that was the catalyst or the impetus, but for whatever reason, this team looked like it was going to hit on all cylinders from the very start of this football game, and it continued all the way through.
Coley will fall on it at the 29-yard line. So Pat Shurmur picks up his first victory as head coach of the New York Giants. Giants now 1-2 on the season. The Texans drop to 0-3. Now looks like the officials may put 1 second back on the clock. Coley fell on top of the football, so Walt Coleman says 1 more second.
Oh, God. How about this? Everybody and their mother's on the field right now. We got to clear them to take a meaningless snap.
Well, he'll get to shake Bill O'Brien's hand one more time.
Yeah, let him enjoy his first win.
He'll enjoy it twice. Of course, Shurmur, the former head coach in Cleveland, interim head coach in Philadelphia, beat the Giants in Tom Coughlin's final game as Giants head coach in the final game of the 2015 season.
Well, nice win for his football team on the road. It's hard to come back-to-back trips all the way down to Texas, and it feels like it's a real deal after that offensive performance.
Manning completes 86% of his passes. For Ronde Barber and Megan Levy, this is Kenny Albert. To Los Angeles we go. Kirk